every night. Don't ever let another take a love from me, or I will surely die. My love is heavenly when her arms enfold me. I hear a tender rhapsody, but in reality, she doesn't even know me. Just my imagination once again, running away with me. And it's just my imagination running away with me. Every night, just my imagination once again, running away with me. And it's just my imagination running away with me. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's having a wonderful Monday morning. I wish we died. Love is heavenly. When her arms enfold me, I hear a tender rhapsody. But in reality, she doesn't even know me. Just my imagination running away with me. Oh, it's just my imagination running away with me. There we go. Got everybody in here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Here. Boom, 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 boom. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Monday morning. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Monday morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Justin. Good morning, Handband. Good morning, Kayla. Good morning, Marissa. Good morning, Lotus. Good morning, One Mighty Pen. Good morning, Tori versus Moon. Oh, wait, Tori v. Sun Moon. Good morning, Charles. Good morning, Manders. Good morning, Shy Guy. Hope everyone's having a great morning. I hope everyone is having an absolutely wonderful, wonderful morning. Guys, as we get in, if you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin and we'll boost the live and push us out to the FYP. We're going to get started here in just a moment. We are looking for some debates. So, do all the wonderful things, right? Tap the screen, share the live, knock out the daily gift goal. Right now, it's the little pink heart puffs. If we can knock those out a couple of times, it'll definitely help us get out to the FYP, get more people in here so we can actually get these debates going. But make sure that you guys are, sending your daily heart me, right? And once you send your daily heart me, a second. Once you send your daily heart me, right, make sure that you go back and collect your coins. That's important. That is important. You got to make sure you collect the coins. We are going to get started here in just a moment. Like I said, we are only looking for some debates. So only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're over on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Instagram, and you like to debate me, guess what? You can. All you have to do is click that pin message and it'll get you up here. But if you're over on YouTube, make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button. hitting that thumbs up button helps get us more push out to the push the VOD out so we can get more people in here. And like I said, if you are someone who disagrees with anything on the background, go ahead and get in the box because we are looking for some debates. We're absolutely looking for some debates. All right, we have everything set here. Have everything set here. Do 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 do. Boom 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 boom. We're gonna get going. That's cute. You said send your daily black me. I guess. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. You guys know how we do. Let's go ahead and kick this thing off. Let's go.
Yeah, funny how it changed now. Same people that laughed at clips, studying the clips now. Everybody got opinions till the facts land. Everybody loud till they gotta take a stand. Every stream feel like somebody betting they pride. I seen fake scholars fold in real time. Now they screenshot takes, run around and remix it, and pull up thinking somehow they can fix it. Nah, you stepped in the wrong room, donut. Huh, this ain't rage bait, this pressure. Patriarchy, race, class, labor, healthcare. I don't do surface level, I peel layers. And every time they think they got me cornered, numbers go higher. Chat flyer, mods working, crowd waiting. Somebody finna get cooked tonight. Welcome to the ring now. Yeah. You talk big till the facts come out. Slap nuts, sit down. Oh. Welcome to the ring now. Yeah. Got the whole chat screaming when the logic break down. Yeah. Welcome to the ring now. You ain't built for this. Y'all slap nuts, ain't got milk for these old donuts, so pipe down. Yeah, you might drown. You don't want war with the king right now. I don't debate for applause, I debate for the record. Every false claim get dissected and severed. You rehearsed outrage, I studied the structure. Difference between noise and somebody with substance. You quote tweets, I quote policy. You want moments, I want honesty. You want ego boosts and virality. I want mutual aid and stronger communities. That's the difference between you and me. See the problem? Different type timing. You came for clips, I came for alignment. Capital this, socialism that. Half these dudes can't define what they yelling in caps. Talking about free market while wages collapse. I watch a pivot arrive, I make it visible live. But this ain't never gonna be a place where evidence dies. You came all the way to be Santana for internet rap, while the whole chat waiting to see who got checked. Next, welcome to the ring now. Talk big till the facts come out. Slap nuts, sit down. Welcome to the ring now. Got the whole chat screaming when the logic break down. Yeah.
Welcome to the ring now. Y'all slap nuts. Donuts.
You don't want war with the king right now. Yeah. Welcome to Sparring with Santana. Bring your sources,
please,
or bring excuses, whatever. Doesn't really matter either way. You're about to get cooked. You should know who I am by now.
You should, but just in case you don't worry, I got you. Don't worry, I got you. Don't worry, I got you. I got you. Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana. One-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Hi, TN. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
I do disagree with what's on the background.
Okay. Specifically, which point do you disagree with?
Well, I'm trying to figure out what you mean by Christians weaponize the Bible.
Okay. Do you disagree with that statement?
I do disagree because I don't think we weaponize the Bible.
Okay. All right. That's
I think
fair.
It's just strictly beliefs.
Okay. That's fair. We can get into it. Give me 1 second, go TN. Before we go too far, quick question. Do you know who I am?
I know you off of Parker.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Well, would you mind if I give you and everyone else a quick introduction to who I am and what this is?
For sure.
Perfect. 1 moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana. One-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. My name is Santana, and we are only looking for some debates. So only request up if you are a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. But if you're friendly, lock in. Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It'll help boost the live. And if you like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you, just like Josh. What up, Josh? Josh, W's in the chat for Josh for the $1. I'm doing well. It's Friday. I'm sorry, Monday morning, and I am doing absolutely amazing. W's in the chat for Josh. Also, W's in the chat for Bella, who sent out 5 YouTube membership subscriptions, followed by Tiffany, who sent out another YouTube membership subscriptions. Fucking W's in the chat. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. TN, so back to you. You said that you disagree with the premise as far as Christians weaponizing the Bible. Okay, just to lay it out plainly, do you think that Christianity has been used as one of the most reprehensible tools throughout the history of the world for different reasons, whether it be colonization, imperialism, genocide? You disagree with that?
I mean, I think it's just one of those things that, like, I mean, Christianity has been something that they don't teach you that in school, but it does say, like, in the scriptures that God says you'll always know about me, and like it doesn't matter how old you are, a baby, it doesn't matter if you're 1, 2, 3, you're always gonna find out about him. But to get back to your statement, I do believe that it has been part of real events in our timeline. It's definitely played a factor. I mean, people can choose to believe or be atheists. They can be whatever they want to be. But I do believe Christianity, I don't know if it would be technically classified as weaponized. I think it's just more like, if you choose to believe in him, if you choose to believe in the scriptures, it's a route that you can take. And I think most people, I don't know what the percentage is in the world of who's Christian and who's not, but I think it's just something that you can just choose to believe in, not necessarily use it as a that's what I'm trying to get to your statement. Like, what do you mean by weaponized?
Yeah. Christianity has been used to disenfranchise people throughout the history of the world, not just the United States of America, but talking about the reason for colonization to Turtle Island, right? The driving force for the conquistadors, the Spaniards, to come to Turtle Island to initiate the genocide the way that they did of the indigenous people was to, 1, find gold and treasure, but 2, to spread the premise of Jesus, right? The actual social construct of race, right? The driving factor behind the creation of race was from the Catholic Church, right? And one of the big things that they said is that they needed to, quote unquote, civilize the people that they found of Africa. And, then they pretended to do so through chattel slavery. Even when you talk about slavery within the United States of America, there was the slave Bible. Fuck it, Craft Weaver, let's go. Deb's in the chat for Craft Weaver. What up? When you talk about the slave Bible, right? It was a Bible that was used, and they took specific passages out and they used it to preach the idea that Black people are supposed to be slaved in the Americas, and that's what God wants. I mean, even if you look at it today, the Bible is weaponized against people within the queer community, against women who want access to bodily autonomy. It's literally a tool that has continued to hurt, harm, and disenfranchise people because of the way that it is used and weaponized.
Got you. I see what you're saying now. Like, I do want to make one thing clear.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Sorry. Apparently, I got to start resetting this mic at the every night. 1 second, guys. Sorry.
It was kind of cracking a little bit, so yeah, don't worry about it.
Yep. Give me 1 second. Okay, that should have fixed it. Sorry, guys. I got to start remembering, and you know what? I'm going to hold you guys to it. Remind me, like, at the end of the streams, if I'm done for the day or whatever, to actually reset the mic, but we should be better. All right, I apologize. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. I was just gonna let you know, like,
You cut out. You got to come back in the app. I can't hear you.
no, you're good. Somebody called me. I had to hang up.
Yep.
No, you're good. So like I just recently gave my life to Christ. Like it was last year in November is when I did it. So I'm still in the scriptures. I'm still rereading everything. I'm still doing that kind of stuff. So, but your statement did kind of open me up to a different look in Christianity. I see what you're saying as far as socialism and stuff goes. But I guess that's the only thing I really wanted to ask you was what was the statement behind the weaponize, and you kind of explained that. So I'm looking at it at a different perspective now. But I do have a question though, like specifically my beliefs in Christianity is just everything that I see happen in life. So if I know I came from the struggle, if I know that I end up being successful or I end up being somewhere more stable, I kind of give all my thanks to God for that. But I don't know if that necessarily has anything to do with your statement because that's just normal beliefs. But I did want to ask you, I know you have that statement up there, but you're not a Christian, are you?
I wouldn't call myself a Christian. Like I think that, I used to be a quote unquote Christian, but more than anything, like I'm not a fan of organized religion. I think that once you get into like organized religion, you see a weaponization of it throughout multiple religions, specifically the Christianity faith. But I do believe in a higher power. I'm just not going to say, it's Jesus and all this other stuff. But as far as like some having a greater being or creator or whatever, I think it's kind of hubris to think that like we're the end all be all. But I also believe in aliens. So there's that too. So I don't know what this higher power is. I don't believe that like Christianity is true because there's so many holes and flaws within like the entire premise. But I think organized religion as a whole is like harmful.
I got you. That makes sense. Okay. I mean, I don't have nothing to really like go head to head on you with. I'm just kind of like was looking at the board, kind of wanted to see what your opinion was on, because I've tuned into some of the streams, but I haven't heard anyone recently. Like I just really started watching you like about 4 days ago, but I haven't heard anyone kind of hit you with that weaponize the Bible. They kind of been doing other ones.
I tend to get the actual people who want to debate the Bible up and like during the week in the mornings, earlier in the morning. So like how you are now, this is usually the time people come up for that. So, but anyway, all right. Well, I appreciate you coming up.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Guys, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you are friendly, do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's $1 and it will boost the live. If you're in the request and you're a child, drop out. Like you have to be 18 years of age or older. And so if you're not 18 years of age and older, you cannot come up. Also, J-Hops, you're in the request. I don't think you mean to be here, but just in case you are, I just wanted to let you know, J-Hops, that you are in the request.
Yo, get raped by ICU, my nigga. Discord.gg/Insta Revolution.
You're raped by ICU, fucking nigga. Weirdo. Like I can't. Like I know. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're such a fucking weirdo. I got you. I know. I got you. They came up specifically to do the weird shit, but I got them. We're gonna have to hit a reset really quickly. We're gotta hit a reset really quickly. They're so fucking weird. So fucking weird. Glad you guys didn't see it, but they came up and they had like a picture of this like weird looking penis or whatever. These people are so fucking weird. Oh well. We got them. We got them. Anyway, let's hit this reset. Let's hit the intro one more time. Why not? As we get back in.
Yeah, funny how it changed now. Same people that laughed at clips, studying the clips now. Everybody got opinions till the facts land. Everybody loud till they gotta take a stand. Every stream feel like somebody betting they pride. I seen fake scholars fold in real time. Now they screenshot takes, run around and remix it, and pull up thinking somehow they can fix it. Nah, you stepped in the wrong room, donut. This ain't rage bait, this pressure. Patriarchy, race, class, labor, healthcare. I don't do surface level, I peel layers. And every time they think they got me cornered, numbers
Wait,
go
my
higher.
guest access is gone? Ain't no fucking way.
Welcome to the ring now. Yeah. You talk big till the facts come out. Slap nuts, sit down. Welcome to the ring now. Yeah. Got the whole chat screaming when the logic break down. Yeah. Welcome to the ring now. You ain't built for this smoke. Y'all slap nuts, ain't got milk for these oats. Donuts, so pipe down. Yeah. You might drown. You don't want war with the king right now. I don't debate for applause, I debate for the record. Every false claim get dissected and severed. You rehearsed outrage, I studied the structure. Difference between noise and somebody with substance. You quote tweets, I quote policy. You want moments, I want honesty. You want ego boost and virality. I want mutual aid and stronger communities. That's the difference between you and me. See the problem? Different type timing. You came for clips, I came for alignment. Capital this, socialism that. Half these dudes can't define what they yelling in caps. Talking about free market while wages collapse. I watch your pivot arrive, I make it visible live. But this ain't never gonna be a place where evidence dies. You came all the way to be Santana for internet rep, while the whole chat waiting to see who got checked. Next, welcome to the ring now. Yeah. You talk big till the facts come out. Slap nuts, sit down. Welcome to the ring now. Yeah. Got the whole chat screaming when the logic break down. Yeah. Welcome to the ring now. You ain't built for this smoke. Y'all slap nuts, ain't got milk for these oats. Donuts, so pipe down. Pipe down. You might drown. You don't want war with the king right now. Yeah. Welcome to Sparring with Santana. Bring your sources or bring excuses, whatever. Doesn't really matter either way. You're about to get cooked. You should know who I am by now. What?
Guys, welcome back. Welcome back. This is interesting as hell. So my live access or my guest access was removed, but we submitted an appeal. We're going to go ahead and we were able to hit the reset quickly. So they didn't take down the account, but they did actually suspend the actual guest access. But we submitted a request to get it approved, to get guest access added back. So yeah, it should be just a few minutes, and we should be G to G. I think we're good because, like, you know, we kicked the person, and it was also like, you know, a weirdo. Anyway, we'll continue to monitor that. But as we do, there's a couple of things. This is perfect though. Like, there's a couple of things that I want to make sure that I take time to actually cover with you guys while we wait to get the actual live access back. Wait, are you guys saying that? Mods, is the mic good? Are we okay, mods? Is the mic good? Yep. All right. All right. Perfect. So what we're going to do, because we are taking a few minutes, we're waiting for the appeal to actually come through, to get an update on the actual status of the appeal. Anyway, a couple of things I want to do. First and foremost, W's in the chat for Joseph. Joseph, thank you so much for the $20 donation. Oh, yeah. I got to shoot you. I saw your actual Discord. I got to hit you back. I got you, Joseph. But thank you so much for the $20 donation. I appreciate the hell out of you. W's in the chat for Jay for the $7 donation. Say, it looks like it's spending the morning watching you. My first sick day off of work in 6 years. Pneumonia is inconvenient AF. Holy shit! I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, no, I got it. W's in the chat. Thank you so much for that. W's in the chat for Rashid for the $1 donation. Say, morning, Santana. No message today. Just want to be here frequently watching the stream. I appreciate you. Good morning, Rashid. Good morning. Good morning. W's in the chat for Jacob. Jacob sent a $1 donation. Yeah, no. It's all good, Jacob. I am G to G. I know how to handle those type of people for sure, and we are good. Don't worry. I will say this: if you're over on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Instagram, and you would like to debate now while we're waiting on TikTok to, get the shit together, go ahead and you can click that link. It'll get you up here, and we can get the debates going that way as well. But in the meantime, I will. There's a couple of things that I do want to cover with you as well. But W's in the chat for the donos. If anyone else likes to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out, guys. So Trump had a interesting. Are we gonna say? Well, let's call it interesting. Interesting. The weekend at the most. I don't know how many people have been keeping up with this, but there are soldiers that have lost their lives in this actual fight with Iran, right? And so, with that being said, there's multiple soldiers that have actually given their lives. Now, you would think that the commander-in-chief, the president, would actually be fully prepared to have this conversation about the troops, the men and women that have given their lives, the ultimate sacrifice in order to, defend our country, but also fight Donald Trump's war of choice, right? But let's hear what Donald Trump has had to say about these soldiers.
Well, we feel very badly, but those great people, those great patriots were out there fighting that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Iran has been very, very badly damaged. They've lost everything almost militarily. You said at the start of the war it would be 4 or 5 weeks. Well, you keep hitting me. This is a far bigger job that we're doing. We were doing a little job in stopping them from having a certain capability. Now we're just ending it. So it's really not the same thing. What we're doing now is we're ending any chance where they can have a nuclear missile. If you look at it, after a week and a half, not 4 weeks, a week and a half, 2 weeks, we stopped them from probably, but I don't want to have the word probably. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
So it seemed to lack empathy, right? It seemed to lack any type of compassion or care when it comes to soldiers laying their lives on the line, right? For Donald Trump's war for America, right? And it's just, I don't get it. I don't get it. The whole point of him actually just, not showing any type of real care, not showing any type of empathy, just like not being the commander in chief that people would want or need in this time. It just speaks to who he is, right? But the reason why he lacks empathy is because I think he just lacks the details.
But we hit him very hard again tonight, and we did that in honor of the probably 3. It's probably 3 as opposed to 2 great patriots.
I don't think he really knows. I don't think he really knows how many soldiers lost their lives. So when he says it's probably 3, yes, there were more reports that came out that said that there absolutely ended up being 3 soldiers, right? And Donald Trump, whether he doesn't know or like has no idea, or I don't know. Like he has to have the details, but the fact of the matter is he doesn't really care, right? But this is for a war that he has pushed, a war that he has desired, a war that he actually chose, a war with Iran, right? And that's what we're talking about. Now, what I will say as well is while also talking about Iran, Trump, of course, had multiple things that he wanted to talk about. You guys know how it is, especially when Donald Trump is out on the tarmac and he has like a mic in front of him, then he's just going to say like all the shit that he can think of. So what else did he take the time to talk about? Well, you know that he's been threatening Canada with tariffs because of the wildfires. This is what he said about that.
I did, yeah, I did. How did that go? Well, it went good, but I told him, I mean, you got to stop these fires from coming in and, you know, poisoning our air. Our air has been poisoned. I have a good relationship with Mark Carney, but, you know, we got to stop the fires up there. If we can help them, we'll help them.
That was in chat, Crawford. Either.
But maybe they should pay us some damages or something, or we should do some tariffs. But it was terrible. I mean, you had businesses closing. In particular, Michigan. If you look at Detroit, Michigan, there, they had to close everything. They had to close car plants and a lot of other things. So I've never remembered this happening. Over the last 4 or 5 years, you saw it starting to take place. I've never remembered it happening.
Yeah. Donald Trump absolutely thinks that we need to tariff Canada because there's wildfires. What are we doing? What are we even doing? Hey, Debbie's in chat, Red. Thank you so much for the heart hands. That's his solution to everything. And when I say that's his solution to everything, like I literally mean that's his solution to everything. As you guys know, I've been reading the book and I literally just finished it last night. And the book is Regime Change Inside the Imperial Presidency of Donald Trump. And the interesting thing that I've learned about the book is that with Donald Trump, he thinks that the tariffs, the original reason he fell in love with the tariffs was because he remembers the time where the United States of America was like the manufacturing, hub of the world or whatever. And he thinks that, of course, tariffs will put us back in that place. But also, he just uses it as a catch-all. Like that's what he thinks tariffs are, right? Tariffs are just a means to any end. Like whatever the ends may be, he thinks that it's necessary to add tariffs, right? And so that's why he threatens tariffs in every way, shape, and form. But he didn't stop with tariffs and talking about China. He also tariffs and talking about Canada. He also talked about China. Hey guys, you remember that a couple of nights ago that Donald Trump actually went on national television and said like, hey, China, quote unquote, interfered and da-da-da-da-da. You guys remember that? You guys remember that Donald Trump was so outwardly, brazenly saying that China played a role in 2020? Well, if China had such a large role in 2020, it would make sense for some type of recourse towards China, right? Well, this is what Trump said.
Great patriots. Well, we're going to see. We'll be speaking to them. We'll be seeing. And sir,
Yep. That's the best that he has. We'll see. We'll be speaking to him. We'll be speaking to him. That's literally his position when it comes to China, which he said is such a huge issue, and China actually interfered. You know what's funny? So this is interesting. Donald Trump said the 2016 presidential election, completely fair. The 2020 rigged, 2024 100% fair, right? So think about that. 3 elections, 2 of them completely fair, 1 of them rigged, right? Donald Trump admitted that he is incapable of protecting the United States of America and our actual political system. Think about that. If we accept his premise, right? Hear me out. If we accept the premise of what Donald Trump is saying, because during the 2016 presidential election, which was fair and he won, president was Barack Obama, a Democrat. What up, Petty? If we accept that the 2024 presidential election fair and he won, that was under Joe Biden, Democrat. But the one election that he has an issue with, the 2020 presidential election, he was in charge. So in order for us to accept what he's saying, in order for his base to accept what he's saying, you also have to accept that Donald Trump was unable to keep America safe. That's the reality that you have to live in. And that's the reality that he is currently trying to peddle. So I think that's a super interesting dynamic that that's where we are. And that's the position that's being pushed. But I digress. Now, there's some other stuff that I do want to talk about when it comes to Trump and what else he's been saying, because like that wasn't it. But one thing that I do kind of want to veer off to is the current acting head of intelligence, right? The current acting head of intelligence, because while Donald Trump has been talking about this actual 2020 presidential election, he sent his surrogates out to actually, you know, peddle whatever he wants them to say. And this is what the current acting head of intelligence said.
No, what we did is we took out an illegitimate president. He was never duly elected. So there
Oh, wait. Sorry. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. We'll come back to that. Never mind. Scratch that. We'll come back to that because I want to make sure you guys hear that as well. But so Donald Trump, while admitting that he doesn't really care about the soldiers, while also talking about China and how they're not going to face any recourse, while blaming Canada and saying they're going to tariff Canada, he also took a swipe at poor people, or not necessarily poor, but people who need assistance. Donald Trump, for some reason, thought it was pertinent to punch down on people with SNAP benefits. We all know that Donald Trump has a disdain for people that have to utilize the benefits of the United States government. But Donald Trump specifically said this when talking about the people who receive SNAP benefits.
And, you know, largely when you talk about SNAP, you're talking about largely Democrats. But I'm president. I want to help everybody. I want to help Democrats and Republicans. But when you're talking about SNAP, if you look, it's largely Democrats. They're hurting their own people. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yep. He said that the people that are on SNAP, they're Democrats. That was his entire premise. Now, I'm just going to categorically call it false on its face. And we can look at the measurements and we can look at the people that receive SNAP benefits. We can look at their demographic. We can take a look at where they're located and all this other stuff. But I don't think that's important, right? Honestly, I don't care if they were Democrats or Republicans. They're Americans, right? And the fact that we live in the wealthiest country on earth, while at the same time have people who don't have their basic needs met, right? That's what we're talking about here. The fact that we have people who need access to these social safety nets, and the head of our country, the president, is for some reason fighting the access to these social safety nets that are absolutely necessary for Americans. I don't get it. I don't get it. Debbie's in the chat for Jacob. Jacob sent a $1 donation. No, I appreciate you, Jacob. Thank you so much for the $1. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Debbie's in the chat for Caroline. Hey, Caroline, for the $5 donation. Said sorry that it couldn't be more, but I appreciate you and all that you do. Caroline, $5 is a lot of money. Thank you. I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Debbie's in the chat for Caroline. Also, Debbie's in the chat for Feisty, who sent an eagle over on YouTube. That's dope. That's dope. Let's see here. And also over on Twitch, Debbie's in the chat for Justice, who resubscribed over on Twitch. Debbie's in the chat for Jazzy for the one cheered bit to say base take on organized religion. Good morning, Santana. Good morning. And Debbie's in the chat for Kelly, who sent 10 cheered bits to say glitter rains from above, smashing through the window, throwing pockets full of glitter. Good magical, mystical, magical Monday, cuties and beauties. Hopefully everyone is having a wonderful day. Never forget, no matter what life puts in front of you, you're amazing. You're amazing in enough. Now let's get some snackies and hydration and kick this week into ours. Swan dives out the window, exploding into glitter. Poof. W's in the chat. Sorry, guys. And W's in the chat for the donuts, guys. If anyone else likes to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you. It's the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. In the meantime, we are still waiting on our access to get verification to see what we're going to do. But if you are over on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Instagram, and you would like to debate me, hell, if you're over on TikTok and you want to debate me, all you got to do is go over to YouTube while we're trying to still get this all set. You don't have to leave where you are. All you have to do is click the link and it'll get you up here so you can debate. If you are interested in debating me on any of the topics, go ahead and just click that link. With that being said, I do want to cover a couple more things while we wait on our access. So Donald Trump not only has been raging out over this weekend, he's been lying. All right. Like we understand that the Donald Trump's default is liar, but it's interesting how he lies about like ridiculous shit. And like he lies about stuff that can easily be disproved. But the people that follow Donald Trump, the people that believe in Donald Trump, they don't really care about the truth, or not even necessarily just care about the truth. They're never going to go fact check the truth. Right. And that's what we see. That's absolutely what we see. And that's what we see in his massively long Truth Social post. Wonderful news. I've just been informed the Giant Eagle, a great American grocery company, will be lowering prices by a lot across more than 300 products this summer through Labor Day to help hardworking American families. Giant Eagle, like Walmart, is stepping up in a big and bold way to answer my call to lower costs for working families. We'll continue to bring prices down, just like oil, gas, eggs, and prescription drugs, all of which dropped fast after the disaster we inherited from sleepy Joe Biden. Other grocery chains must immediately follow the lead of these absolute patriots at Giant Eagle and Walmart. Together, we'll make America stronger and more affordable than ever and get rid of the stitch and inflation perpetuated on us by Democrats and sleepy Joe Biden's administration, President Donald J. Trump. He's just lying. I want to start off, and I want to be very, very clear. He's just lying. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. And for Donald Trump to come out and be so brazenly bold to say like, oh, grocery stores need to lower prices and da 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 da. But yet at the same time, let's not forget that Donald Trump has actively rejected signing the affordability bill that was a bipartisan piece of legislation that was passed through the House and the Senate, and it is waiting for him to sign. When I tell you there is already something that can be done to help the American people, but Donald Trump is just saying no. Donald Trump is just saying no because he wants the Save America Act passed. He doesn't want to sign anything else. He's literally called the affordability bill ho-hum and boring. So he doesn't care about actually signing it into law. That's where we are. So he wants to pretend as if he cares about like affordability or the way of life or how things are affecting Americans, but he doesn't. He doesn't. Because he could absolutely help everyday Americans out in real time, but he's not doing that. But that's who he is. Debbie's in the chat for Anthony. Anthony, thank you so much for the $1 donation. No, I didn't see that they photoshopped Trump out. I didn't see that. Holy shit. Good for them. Good for Spain. Debbie's in the chat as well for Kimberly. Kimberly sent a $5 donation saying, Santana, I'm voting in Virginia today, and I need help really bad. I don't have enough for... Oh, Kimberly. No, I can't do that. But Kimberly, I can send you the 5 back. You shouldn't be sending the 5 if that's the case. I know there's other ways and other resources that you can utilize to be able to get the vote and everything. But if you like, if you're in the Discord, if you can actually drop, some information in the Discord, we can go through that route or whatever. But that's not something I would be able to do here. I'm sorry. Okay. I know Kay's reaching out to you as well. But I'll send the 5 back. But yeah, no. Like we definitely want to get you access to resources and see what help we can get you as well. For sure. Debbie's in the chat for Kimberly. Let's see here. Debbie's in the chat. If anyone else likes to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. So that's what Donald Trump has been doing over the weekend. That's what he's been lying about over the weekend. That's where we've been sitting with him over the weekend. But again, Donald Trump is not the only one that has been out there in the street. His surrogates have been out there in the streets. As you guys know, ICE keeps shooting people in the face, right? You guys know that ICE is literally continuing to kill American citizens. And Tom Homan, Donald Trump's quote unquote border czar, is unapologetic about it. Just to make sure you're clear, Tom Homan doesn't give a fuck.
But these were fatal shootings, of course, in Houston and in Maine. And in Houston, it was an unmarked car. So when you're saying don't resist, these individuals who were chasing the man who died, they didn't have markings on that vehicle that would allow for him to know that they were ICE. It just looked like a car coming after them in the videos.
No, they have emergency lights. Officers have insignia, so when they get out of that car and approach the car, you can clearly see the law enforcement officers.
Well, in the video that has been public, it's not a marked car.
These people, I'm not saying it's a marked car, but they have emergency lights and sirens. So when they pull somewhere, they're going to activate the emergency lights. A lot of police departments. I'm in New York City right now. A lot of NYPD officers are driving unmarked vehicles, and that helps them find people that don't want to be found, right? So, but bottom line is, we'll see when the investigation plays out, but they'd be alive today if they simply complied with a vehicle stop by federal law enforcement. Just comply. You can, if you don't think you're being treated right and they had no reason to stop you, then there's avenues to take them to court, to sue.
Well,
to
the family of the man in Houston said that he thought he was being robbed because it was an unmarked vehicle. Not that it was law enforcement at all.
They had emergency lights. They activate emergency lights, balloon light. In my vehicle I drive where I'm with my security detail.
You've seen that on video? Lights. Because we haven't.
Seen what on video, ma'am?
That there were lights, because in the videos that we've seen, there aren't. And because there weren't body cameras, it is hard to substantiate some of what you were saying.
Okay, well, I have not seen the videos, but I'm saying our vehicles are equipped with emergency lights. Now, if they didn't activate the lights, again, I haven't seen that video. If they didn't activate the lights, then there's an issue there, right? But I'm saying they're equipped with lights. So let me just caveat that. They should have been equipped with lights and sirens, but I do not know specifically if they activated those lights.
You guys heard that, right? You guys heard that, right? He said comply or die. Like that's what he said. That's literally the message that he is getting across. That's literally the message that he's trying to get across. That's how little Tom Homan, who is a surrogate of Donald Trump, the Trump administration, who is pushing the ideology and the rhetoric behind what they want to get done in the country. And that's the stance he's taking, because that's what they believe in. So that's where we are. That's where we are. Now, that's not the only Trump surrogate who's out here making a fool of himself. We can talk about Tom Homan. We can talk about what's happening with ICE, but also let's talk about the current acting head of intelligence, right? The current acting head of intelligence for the United States of America seems to lack intelligence.
No, what we did is we took out an illegitimate president. He was never duly elected, so there can't be regime change if he should have never been put in place to begin with.
Was his vice president duly elected?
I don't know how their elections happened. I don't know if they're on the same ticket or separate. I don't know how that works, but I know if we were interested in having a full regime change, if we were interested in taking over Venezuela, we would have left our force in place.
The reporter gagged him. The reporter gagged him. He said that Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela was not duly elected, and so that's why he needed to go. But then when she said, was the vice president duly elected? Oh, I don't know. I think that would be something that's good to know, right? Especially if you are talking about like removing the current head of a regime, but not actually removing the entire regime, right? So there's that. That's interesting. But this is what the Trump administration and their surrogates, this is what they do. This is what they're about. This is how they actually handle business. Last one from the Trump administration, the actual overarching dream team. Energy Secretary Chris Wright, when talking about the war with Iran and his statements as far as ending the war and as far as the cost to the American people.
You were on the show back in March, and I want to play something of what you said about how long this war would last.
I think that this conflict will certainly come to the end in the next few weeks. Could be sooner than that.
So you said it would certainly come to an end within a few weeks. We are now nearly 5 months into this war. How does it end? When does it end?
Well, the plan, we needed 4 to 6 weeks for military actions. They went for 5.5 weeks. We did a pause to try to get an agreement with the Iranian people to allow oil to flow without them attacking it. They've proven unwilling to do that, and we've pivoted. Now what we're doing is assuring that oil and gas and other products can flow through the Strait of Hormuz with or without Iranian cooperation. And we've continued to degrade their offensive military capabilities. The president is always looking for the diplomatic off-ramp. President Trump wants to end it with a peaceful agreement with Iran, but it takes two parties to do that. If they're ready to do that, that's the way it'll end. If not, we will continue to assure flow of traffic through the strait without Iran's cooperation.
But we're not seeing flow now, right? I mean, hasn't flow of traffic through the Strait of Hormuz effectively stopped over the past few days?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I get the data on that every day. The 7-day trailing average right now is just under 7 million barrels a day flowing through the waterway, and just under 7 million barrels a day additional flow through the bypass pipelines. So we're at a little under 14 million barrels a day from the Arabian Gulf region. That's 2/3 of pre-conflict traffic, dramatically up from where we were back in March when I was last on your show. I mean, not 100% yet, but 2/3 of flow right now.
And that's over the past few days. When's that average? And what we saw, the numbers from Thursday were simply eight ships going through the Strait of Hormuz. That's far below.
So almost all the public data I've seen is incorrect. There's flow through two routes through the Strait of Hormuz. There's up near the Iranian islands that's flow complicit with Iran, but that's not nothing. And then there's flow through the southern route that's protected by American infrastructure. And we count the volume of oil that goes through. The ship numbers are down more dramatically, but of course we're flowing larger tankers now to keep the world markets as well supplied as we can.
Yeah. It's spin. It's spin in its cope. It's spin in its cope. That's all it is. It's spin in its cope. That's all it is. So when we talk about what they're actually doing, they're literally just looking for ways to lie and cover up and pretend as if things are happening, but they're not. They're not. Now we have Rish over on YouTube. Rish, I'm adding you to the actual stream. Now we do have a rule over on YouTube, just because the people over on YouTube tend to be extremely weird. I guess not as weird as people here on TikTok, but I digress. And so in order to actually get this debate going, Rish, we got you on the screen. The only thing that we need is for you to come on camera just for the introduction, and then you can turn the camera back off. You don't have to keep it on for the entire time. But as a vetting process, we do require you to just turn on your camera initially to actually start the debate. And then once you finish that, you can turn it off or keep it on. Doesn't really matter, whatever you want to do. But you are on the screen. You're muted. You're not going to be able to speak until you go ahead and turn on your camera. So we're just waiting for that, and then we can keep it moving. You have to actually put yourself on the screen, not just like the ceiling, just for a second. Yeah, you have to actually just put yourself on the screen for a second. You not pointing at the ceiling. Reese? Okay. All right. Well, Reese, it seems like I don't know if you are opting out or whatever, but I'll go ahead and drop you back down. If you make the decision that you just want to actually, again, turn your camera on for a moment, show yourself. We do the quick introduction, then you can turn it off. Then you can come back in. But that is one of the requirements when it comes to joining over on YouTube. W's in the chat for Rebel for the $5 donation saying it's National Moon Day, the anniversary of Apollo 11 lunar landing in 1969. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to walk on the moon. I know that's right. Debbie's in the chat. Debbie's in the chat for Just Devin for the $2 super chat. I'm sorry, $2 donation. Yeah, you said Giant Eagle is from an area southwestern PA. They're only lowering prices for a few items until Labor Day. Plus, they just bought up a bunch of Kroger's. Kroger's is going to try and dump American Eagle Union. Yeah, like what happened? Like we know what this is about, and even Donald Trump like touting Walmart. That's not a thing because Walmart is embracing. Have you guys seen that? It's called like the adjustable price tags or whatever. Like Walmart has it set where they're rolling out where they can actually have like digital price tags. So they can adjust those digital price tags, right? That's the wild thing. Why do you keep spamming the same thing? You're being weird. Please stop spamming the same thing. Just don't do that. W's in the chat for Joseph for the $10 donation. Says sorry, but we don't do regime change, only substitutions. But don't worry, I'll be fine. Just tax Canada for wildfire while pressuring grocery stores to lower the cost of maple syrup. That'll make up for it. Absolutely. Like none of the shit that he says or does makes any sense. Like it literally does not make sense. But that's where we are. That's where we are. And that's the Trump administration, right? They literally are. The most interesting thing about all of this is the fact that they're the people in power, but yet while being the people in power, they take no responsibility for said power. Now, I do want to make sure that people know that while I am talking about Donald Trump, his regime, and the Republicans, it's not just them. It's not just them. It's not just them. Your favorite, yours, not mine. Yours, not mine. Your favorite Democratic senator, Republican Democratic senator, fucking LARPer or whatever you want to call him, John Fetterman. John Fetterman backed up his comments about Israel. If you don't know, John Fetterman made the comments that basically if the Democratic Party turns away from supporting Israel, then he is going to leave the Democratic Party. And he was on CNN with Jake Tapper. He was on State of the Union, and he doubled down on that. Take a listen.
Okay. Let's talk about the split in the Democratic Party, because Michigan candidate Dr. El-Sayed has been very critical of AIPAC. But when asked if there's room in the party for Israel supporters, he said, quote, "There's always room in the tent, the Democratic Party tent, for folks." He obviously holds a very different view on Israel than you do. Can the Democratic Party, can the big tent be home to both someone like Dr. El-Sayed and someone like you?
I think it's entirely appropriate to be pro-Palestinian. And of course, I'm deeply sympathetic to many of the innocent Palestinians as well over. But where we have become parts in our party now, describing Israel is genocidal state or apartheid state. And now we're not going to vote for any kind of aid. And now even people like the J Street organization are going to vote against basic things like the Iron Dome. And it's getting more and more incredibly hostile towards Israel. Israel is our important key ally. When candidates like you've had Dr. on just before me won't criticize Iran. In fact, he'll warn his supporters, well, we can't just be talking about that the leader of Iran was eliminated, which I think I'm proud to say that's a great thing. You know, eliminating Hamas leadership, eliminating Hezbollah leadership or Iran, that makes things safe and more just. And that's entirely appropriate views.
You've said that if the Democratic Party becomes officially and overtly hostile to Israel, that might cause you to leave the party, to become an independent, to be clear, not to become a Republican. This week, there was a vote in the House to cut off more than $3 billion in military aid to Israel. There are 212 House Democrats. 103 of them voted to cut off that aid. The people voting included former Speaker Nancy Pelosi voting to cut off aid. When do you view the party as becoming officially overtly anti-Israel? When it's all of the House Democrats doing that? When it's a majority? Because you're pretty close right there with 103 out of 212.
Well, candidates run on a platform, and if that becomes the Democratic platform, that we will now ever vote for any aid and we'll turn our back on Israel, then that makes me to make that decision as really what a Democrat should stand for, or being a part of my party for me. Now, you know, Jake, I've said this, that if I change my party spontaneously right now, my views and my votes aren't going to change. It's really more of a statement how, and if you look at the kind of people that are winning our primaries, their centerpieces of their campaign is anti-Israel kinds of rhetoric, whether it's in my state or it's whether in New York City and what's happening in Colorado now too. If you believe the Democratic Party's future is rooted in describing Israel as apartheid state or genocidal and they don't deserve to have our support, that forces me to say, is this really make sense for me as a Democrat with these views are they continue to actually intensify?
Yeah. Can we admit the only person that comes close to the con job that Donald Trump has been doing is John Fetterman? Because John Fetterman was absolutely someone that was loved by the Democratic Party. Like, people around the country were like supporting John Fetterman. And as soon as he got power, this is what he stood for. Like, when I tell you, it was literally the bait and switch. It's one of the most quickest pivots that I've ever seen. But, I guess that's what we get. That's what we get for putting our faith in establishment Democrats. Now, I will say this as well. Like, this is what I've been talking about when I say, like, Republicans and establishment Democrats are scared of Dem socks. Because, to be clear, what he was talking about is the Democratic Socialists and their platform that they ran on. You said I lied. I didn't lie about shit. Sal Soul, I didn't lie about shit. Fuck out of here. Anyway, when you talk about like the Dem socks, they want us to cut bait with Israel. They want us to actually, cut ties with the genocidal Middle Eastern country that continues to actually bomb its neighbors. Right? He's been chirping in the comments. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, like he's Billy Badass right now. I get it. Fake tough guy. But yeah, that's John Fetterman. Now, while I did say we're going to take a quick step away from Donald Trump, since we still have a little bit more time, I'm still waiting on the actual feedback on the appeal. there's a couple of things that I didn't get to tell you guys about that was absolutely something that I wanted you guys to hear. Here. Let's start with these two. 1 second here. So, as everyone knows, data centers has been the bane of so many people's existence, right? Data center are polluting the water. They're, harming the Americans' land, skies, everything. And there's ways that these data centers could be made without overwhelmingly harming the environment, right? But they want to make them fast and they want to make them cheap. And so since they want to make them fast and they want to make them cheap, then they're going to make them harmful. But apparently, data centers are going to help. Let's listen to it.
And of course, unfortunately, Governor Hochul has it exactly backwards. Data centers are the greatest tool we have right now to stop the rise of electricity prices and ultimately to bring them back down. It's the Democrat green energy policies that have driven energy prices up in New York State, actually shrunk their total electricity production. I mean, they banned fracking. They blocked a pipeline to bring natural gas, the biggest source of energy in New York. They closed the Indian Point nuclear reactor. They passed these crazy green energy mandates and an insane climate law. So the energy is expensive in New York and now sparse because of bad Democrat policies, nothing to do with data centers. In fact, that's the solution, not the problem.
Data centers, apparently that's the solution. That's the reason why energy prices are high is because we don't have enough data centers, apparently. And the reason why we have high energy prices is because of the Green New Deal, right? And I want to make sure that we're perfectly clear with this. I love how Republicans try to weaponize the Green New Deal when it's not something that was ever passed. That's not a thing. It's not a thing. But when it comes to the premise as far as what, data centers and, needing it, FYI, Trump is all on board for data centers as well. He's absolutely on board and locked in when it comes to data centers. He wants them. He wants them. Would you guys like to know why Donald Trump wants them, though? Would you guys? So, Donald Trump, as you know, is prone to like AI slop. He posts a whole bunch of fucking AI slop on Truth Social. Would you guys like to know why he does that? Before I say it, does anybody know why he's so in love with AI slop? Some interesting theories. Interesting theories. Okay. Don't worry. I got you. So apparently Donald Trump has always been very much anti-technology, right? Apparently Donald Trump didn't start like actually using text messages until he was already in his first term, right? So Donald Trump has always been anti-technology. And even when it came to like AI and things like that, he was off. He didn't want AI. He wasn't championing AI. He was not interested in AI, right? He lives in your brain. Live these nuts in your mouth. The Dave. How about that? You fucking weirdo. Fuck off. don't give a fuck about what you have to say. Anyway, so while reading Regime Change inside the imperial presidency of Donald Trump, there was an inflection point. There was an inflection point. There was a 50, I need you guys to hear me when I say this. There was a 15-minute meeting that literally changed our reality today. A 15-minute meeting that was one of the most consequential meetings in the history of the United States of America. Donald Trump had a 15-minute meeting scheduled with the head of Chat GTP or Chat whatever. I fuck up the acronyms. Anyway, hold on. Let me make sure I got this right because I know I always mix it up. Chat GPT. Holy shit. Chat GPT. He had a 15-minute meeting scheduled with the head of Chat GPT, right? And the 15-minute meeting ended up turning into a 35-minute meeting. The head of the AI came into Trump's office, told him about it. Trump was like, and he hooked up an actual screen in front of Donald Trump and showed Donald Trump what AI could do. He started by taking one of Donald Trump's Truth Social posts that he had drafted, and he scanned it. And he told the AI to take the Truth Social post of Donald Trump, the one that he wrote, and make it better. That's literally what he told the AI to do. And it did it. And Trump was like, wow. And then they started going through other commands. They told the AI to actually write some poems. And then they told the AI to like make some pictures. And Donald Trump was fascinated by it. When Donald Trump saw them actually using AI to do all of this, the one thing that he said was like, well, I'm super interested in this, but what if we do AI and then they do stuff like, emulate my voice? He said, what if they emulate my voice? Because Elon, this is the time where him and Elon were still buddy before their first big breakup. He said, Elon has given us warnings and said, well, AI can actually start to emulate my voice. What if AI emulates my voice and they tell Russia that we're getting ready to attack them and they don't have time to actually decipher and, get the word out that that's not really him. And this actually happens. And they said, you know what? People may not be able to decipher AI, but good AI can decipher good AI. And that's all that Donald Trump needed to hear. That's all that Donald Trump needed to hear. So again, the reason why Donald Trump loves posting AI slop, and the reason why we saw this massive boom in deregulation, in the push for AI, all this other stuff. Oh, and the guy was like, oh, what we need is just green lights. And then so Trump was like, oh, wait, so do you need money? I mean, is it going to be public money? What do you need? And then he's like, no, we don't need public money. We just need to be able to like build data centers. And so Donald Trump did that and then invested, of course. And ever since then, we've been living in this reality where AI is super unregulated. It was a massive shift from the Biden administration to the Trump administration. Even when Donald Trump was similar to Biden and not wanting to speed run any of this. But that 15-minute meeting that turned into a 25-minute meeting literally changed the course of history for the United States of America. That's why Donald Trump loves posting AI slop. That's why we are where we are. Yep. We have Zach over on YouTube. Zach, we have you on the screen. All I need you to do is put your face on the screen for just a moment to do a quick introduction, because people are weird over on YouTube. Once you do the quick introduction, you can turn your camera off. Perfect. All right, Zach, give me 1 second here. I'm gonna get you all set. All right, Zach, can you hear me?
Yes. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes. Zach, are you a Trump supporter? Disagree with anything on the background?
I'm not a Trump supporter, but as far as capitalism and socialism go, I think we should try to improve capitalism before we attempt socialism, maybe.
Okay. Floor is yours. What do you mean improve capitalism? How does that work? What does that look like? How do we do that?
Okay. I think one of the biggest problems with capitalism is we have, first of all, money in politics, which influences policy, and then we have politicians that don't actually represent people. I think good capitalism is contingent upon an informed and educated populace. So we would need like better, more honest media. We would need probably to keep switching social media platforms whenever they're owned by big corporations. I think in order for us to make our best choices, we need like consumers unions, workers unions. We need leverage against the corporations. We need to be able to expose the corporations when they're bad, and they need to be properly punished, because like our current regulations don't really affect mega corporations. They only hurt their competition. Meanwhile, they break the regulations all the time, violations, and just pay little fees.
Okay. Anything else?
That's pretty much it. We need leverage to be able to get fair wages and fair prices on things.
How do you get said leverage?
We need like workers unions and consumers unions that people can actually organize and go on strike and boycott things in a big way.
How do we get those unions if like our governmental system that we currently have is not only actively engaging in capitalism, but also is one that believes in like union busting? Specifically, even this current administration has deregulated and shifted the power from the worker to the corporation, ensuring that people don't have the ability to unionize to even like necessary levels. So how will we do that?
I agree. Yeah, deregulation has been a big problem, and union busting since like Reagan, right? And even before then. Like 100 years ago, when coal miners would go on strike, the corporations would like hire mercenaries to take care of and like actually pew with them, right? Like it's a bad situation, and I think education and like spreading information is the most critical thing for us to be able to understand the problem and organize and create solutions. So we would first need to establish media that's like trusted and for the people. Like we would need to come out with citizen started media that's not corporate owned, to be non-corporate owned media that we can all trust and use.
Okay. I'm just confused like how this actually happens in the sense that like we understand, hey, over on TikTok, guys, I just pinned my backup account. Follow this account because once we finish this debate up here on YouTube, I think I'm just going to switch accounts because I'm still waiting for them to actually, get the appeal set for the main account. So we're just going to switch over to the backup account after we finish this. So make sure if you're on TikTok, you follow the backup account that's pinned. All right. So the point that I was saying is how to like, I hear what you're saying. And even if I grant you those things, I mean, there's still another layer past that. But I guess the question I have is how do we get to a position within current the current structure of capitalism to being able to overwhelmingly regulate capitalism when there's no incentive for that to happen?
I think we need to win over the middle class Republican, and we need to get them on our side, and we need to demonstrate that at least capitalism is extremely flawed and we can do a lot better. Because whenever I argue with them, they always reframe it as communism or socialism versus capitalism. But my argument is crappy capitalism versus better capitalism, and that seems like an easier transition for them.
So help me understand, because you're not the first person that said we need to vote our way out of capitalism, which I don't think that's like feasible. But what does that look like? Like, what are you telling them that's going to get them on board with more regulations? Because I don't know if you know this, but people on the right love bootlicking, and not only bootlicking, but for some reason telling people they need to add straps to their boots so they can pull them, and saying that like, oh, we need to regulate companies or regulate this or that. Like, that's not something that people on the right are really down for. They don't really have any interest in stopping billionaires from being like billionaires.
Yeah, billionaires have a lot more vote. Yeah, so voting out of it is impossible if they control the choices, right? Because when they invest in both sides of an election, or they invest in multiple candidates, then actual public servants can't afford to compete with like corporate money and billionaire money. So we need to like crowdsource actual candidates that don't take money from corporations. We need media that promotes them and exposes people who are corporate owned. And we need to get candidates that don't take corporate money and don't owe anything to billionaires.
Yeah, I mean, again, I hear you. I'm not saying that like I don't like logically understand your position, but the thing that I am saying though is with your position, it's actually flawed in the sense of being able to accomplish that while currently within the capitalistic society. I mean, again, when you talk about getting money out of politics, right? Citizens United not only is not being considered to be overturned, but you got to talk about like the latest ruling by the Supreme Court that even said that now more money could be donated by individual, and there could be more spending by like the actual parties. So
yeah.
I'm a little confused again how we even get close to that point, because as long as people have the ability to buy politicians, then politicians are never going to vote in the best interest of the American people. And unless you actually have some way to bypass the actual people in power completely, like I'm not understanding how we get there.
Yeah, we need like a couple heroes to be elected that actually expose the system from within, because most of Congress is like pro corporation, and they accept all the lobbyist bribes, and they pass policy that protects them. And not just reversing Citizens United, we need to go further than that, and we need to actually have CEOs and owners go to jail for unethical practices. We can pull up all sorts of instances of these corporations breaking violations all day, and they do it as like a business expense. They calculate, oh, I can break this violation and it will still be profitable, so we're going to do it. So they do it anyway. You look at Amazon's violations tracker, or any of these big companies, and they break regulations all the time. It doesn't really stop them. So the fees need to be either bigger, or they need to be like publicly shamed to where people will boycott them, or they need to be like put in jail. Like they need to do jail time. What?
Have their heads put in baskets?
Or that. I'm open for any idea that I think would work, but I just don't understand like socialism. It would be nearly impossible because you have generations of Republicans and some people on the left that are completely brainwashed by the Cold War propaganda, and they're just 100%. They will stop listening to you if you say you're a communist or a socialist. They won't even listen to you. They won't even entertain any. It's like you're the enemy. You're a spy. You're evil. So I don't see how we can convince the other half of the population that their system can be improved.
Yeah. So let's like, I don't agree with your premise as far as like even like how we get there, because I don't think it's feasible to get there the way that you're trying to say. But let's say I grant you that we get there. What's the end conclusion of capitalism?
That we have fair wages for all, that people feel appreciated, that the basic wage can afford basic expenses, and that true, like, best products are actually shown to people, and we don't have our like 9 billionth Coca-Cola commercial. Instead, we have new products from new innovators being shown all the time. But as far as how we get there, all we really need is like a hero to
No,
become president.
I don't want to go back to that. I want to stick with what I just said. No, you're wrong. The end of capitalism is imperialism, right? I mean, let's not get this twisted. Let's not get this twisted.
Not restrained. If it's not restrained,
No,
yeah, it
period.
leads to that.
Period. And I was just about to say, let's not get this twisted. Like, what's happening here in the United States of America is only unique in the sense of how fast they're speed running capitalism. Capitalism has always ended this way because capitalism, it relies on greed and it relies on a exploitation of resources, right? It requires a lower class to continue to be subjugated in some way, shape, or form. And you can only subjugate and keep resources and access from a group of people for so long until, again, we're painting the walls with, people. So I think the premise that you're trying to say, like, oh, regulate capitalism. I mean, yeah, you can, but then you just end up with a situation where it's just death by a million paper cuts. It's just a slower death. And that's what you've seen in other societies for capitalism versus what you're seeing here in the United States of America. They're just like, fuck it, we're going to speed run it.
I think it's gotten bad so quickly, though, because of the media. When the corporations own the media, then the people don't have access to the critical information required to do proper sense making and proper choice making. So we're kind of like, even our democracy is contingent upon the media. Like, most people's choices, they get informed and twisted by the media. So money controls that. If we got money out of politics completely, or put the caps on individual donations to like a reasonable, I don't know, 5,000 per person or something small like that, I think that would lead to better outcomes. But socialism
you can take a look at where we were before the passing of Citizens United. I mean, like, the United States of America has always been a conservative country because of, the premise of upholding white supremacy, right? I mean, if you take the root of our country, we were founded and it was woven into our Constitution, racism, sexism, and classism. And it's always always default back to those premises, which are absolutely rooted in the patriarchy. And so, I mean, we can talk about like, oh, it's gotten bad or put something in place or whatever, but like, the United States of America's default is where we are. It may just be different versions of where we are, but it's literally where we are. This isn't the first time in the history of the United States that we've gone through a period where things have been insanely unaffordable for everyday Americans. This isn't the first time we've gone through a period where like, politicians are overwhelmingly doing what's beneficial for them and not the constituents. I mean, this isn't the first time that we see rampant white supremacists marching across the street, leaning into like misogyny, all that. Like, it's just been rebranded and repackaged throughout the history. And like, understanding that if you truly want to address something, it's not just about like the media. Like, people need to be more educated. Like, having access to better media means nothing if people aren't engaging in critical thinking and also like educating themselves.
But do you agree that there's some good aspects to capitalism in that it kind of crowdsources public opinion in a way, and it kind of like, if you meet a demand or you come up with a product that everyone likes, you'll get rewarded in that you helped out this many people or you provided this good of a service.
Within socialism, but that's the thing. I mean, I don't think that there's any quote unquote good aspect of capitalism that would outweigh the fact that people are literally raped under capitalism. They're murdered under capitalism is forcing people to like live in certain ways that are conducive to the most disgusting lifestyles ever, because that's what capitalism requires. And
Would
so
only but if the people had the leverage, then we could overpower them with our spending and our employment.
if the people had the leverage, then why wouldn't we want socialism? Why would the people need leverage to have capitalism instead of socialism? Because I mean, putting the power in the hands of the people, like, I believe in that. I believe in class solidarity. I believe in empowering the proletariat. I'm just confused as far as how you can say we should do that and at the same time still continue to engage in capitalism.
I want the same end goal as you. I just don't see the bridge that gets us there. I see many difficult, like impossible bridges almost. Even my own idea seems like really, really hard to accomplish. So I don't see how does socialism give proper value to a inventor or an artist? Like how does that work? Your version
What do you mean?
I don't even quite. Can you kind of explain how your version of socialism pays wages, or how does that work? How are wages determined?
Same way that like you have wages that you are paid in capitalism, except like okay, so there's a couple of different things, and I think like in order to truly understand it, there's deeper conversations that need to be had. Right, there's social safety nets where government lean into social aspects. There's socialism that people tend to think of like where the workers own the means of production, and then there's like the truest form of socialism which runs in parallel with communism. Right, and so I'm one that's willing to take steps to get to where we want to be, because I think overall the optimal point, the end conclusion, is absolutely communism. I think that's the optimal system, even though I'm not a communist. But like, as far as the version of socialism which people will find like more palatable in the short term, and I think could still get us to where we need to go, like workers owning the means of production, it literally just allows people to have like a floor and a base level where they can continue to live without worrying about like not having human rights being met.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, it stops people from like Elon Musk from hoarding resources, hoarding like access and all these other things.
Yeah.
And so when you talk about like having the ability to continue to gain from your actual work or whatever, like socialism is way more equitable than capitalism. I mean, think about it. Do you think that people get paid their value or their worth within capitalism now if they come up with an idea or an invention or stuff like that?
No, only if they had proper exposure to the public. Like if they somehow had subsidized advertising or something, that'd be the only way for them to be able to compete.
Well, I don't even agree with that, because again, like the whole premise of capitalism is based off of exploiting resources, and resources could be like finite resources. It could be intellectual property. It can be like just a multitude of things. And so you see things where people come up with most of the times when people come up with certain ideas, they're not the ones to get rich off the ideas. Right. I mean, the greatest example that I love talking about is like the Super Soaker. Right. And Super Soaker was a black man who invented the Super Soaker, and his idea was stolen and then distributed. And it took years and years and years for him to just even finally get a settlement where he could get paid a portion of what he was worth for his idea. But like, that's how capitalism absolutely works.
You're right. The greatest inventors don't end up being billionaires. Like the inventor of the telephone, the computer, the internet, other people made more money off those things than them, because true inventors, true geniuses don't care about being the richest person. They care about advancing society. So I do agree that socialism will still have innovation. But I guess my biggest problems with socialism or communism is that doesn't it eventually lead to a centralized power that's kind of above the law and they kind of get to dictate things?
No. I mean, the premise of socialism and communism is to strip away those actual societal structures that continue to actually disenfranchise people, which includes like governmental systems, right? Which includes like centralizing power in one specific place. Now, the one thing that I will say is there's been different, weaponization of what a socialist is or what a communist is throughout the history of the world. And you've even seen like different societies who like somewhat embrace it, but don't really embrace it. And then, you know, shift towards more of an authoritarian where they're centralizing, you know, the certain things for them or whatever. But the wonderful thing about what we're talking about now is the fact that we've lived through multiple aspects of people who pretend to be communists or pretend to be socialists, and we've also lived through certain aspects where it's been successful before it was destabilized through, you know, like Western imperialism. And we have the ability to actually structure a society that would hit the true form and meaning of what socialism and communism is without having to deal with the downfalls of our history. Like, that's one of the greatest things about having access to history, is like we can look back and see where things went wrong so we don't have to repeat the same mistakes.
Right. And we can look at how the CIA interferes with all sorts of alternatives to capitalism. How about have you ever thought of like a mix where, like, let's say it's capitalism for 3 years, and then at the end of 3 years everyone's wealth is put in a pool and then divided equally. So there's like an equalization every 3 years, and then it's back to like you get to do what you want, capitalism. But then every 3 years, everyone's money is put in a pool and divided, something like that.
I don't think that's, you know, I don't see how that is ultimately like the way to go or beneficial. I got another idea for you. How about this? Right?
Okay.
We allow billionaires, right? We allow billionaires, but every year, all the billionaires' name go into a hat. Put all their names in a hat, and we shake that hat up, and then we pull one of those names out, and whatever billionaire name that we pull out, and then we redistribute all their wealth, and we do that once every year. How about that one?
I say we do it to like 10% of them, though. You really gotta up the risk. These guys are addicted to power. It's like
I'm good with that.
A drug. It's like the most addictive drug, and I think the most dangerous drug to mankind is power. Because when you're addicted to that, you're willing to hurt millions of people, not just yourself and others, a few others. But so how would we take the steps though to like, I feel like we have to trick the Republican base into the next system. They're not going to go willingly.
Yeah, I don't think they are either. And like, to be clear, the reason why I'm like so adamant about this point, and I'm, you know, talking about this point, is because, like, one, I see what's coming and what's happening, and two, a revolution is coming regardless of who wants it or not.
Yeah.
Right. And so the thing that I'm trying to do is pull as many people as I can left so we can get on board. I don't know if there's any real chance of like a peaceful revolution, but if there is, I would love to, you know, help people get to that premise. But if not, I mean, you know, it's coming no matter if people want to reject it, run from it, hide from it. Like, people are tired of hurting, and people are tired of not having, and people are tired of living the way that we live. And like, more and more people are getting to the point in life where they don't have anything holding them back. And
left to lose.
Yeah. So
yeah, the middle class, literally the middle wage, can't afford to save. It's systemic financial slavery. And I think it's intentional. Their design is like, hey, we don't want people retiring early. We don't want people working less than full time. We want to maximize productivity and GDP, blah, blah, blah. So it's a systemic thing where they've allowed corporations to have all the leverage and to control wages and prices and information. I just don't see. Oh yeah, the revolution's definitely coming. I agree with that, especially if AI and robotics actually starts replacing human labor on a large scale. People will not be valued for their labor, and so there'll be like underground economies formed, and people will trade and barter. There will be like underground communism, underground socialism. But Yeah, my fear is that they're preparing for this. Instead of fixing the problems, the billionaires seem to be preparing for revolution. You got these 100,000 flock cameras out there. You have Palantir, which is a CIA company. You have all these tech billionaires that actually want a surveillance state. You listen to them, they're like, well, you have nothing to be afraid of. You're obeying the law. We should have a surveillance state. Meanwhile, they have like
No, that's the
1,000
thing.
acres and they can do whatever they want on their property.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, listen, I appreciate you coming up and getting into this, but I think I'm gonna move on and hit a reset. But I appreciate you coming up to debate.
Thank you, sir. You're awesome.
All right, thank you. Have a good one. All right, guys. This is what we're gonna do. W's in chat for just Devin for the $2 donation. Yeah, fuck John Fetterman. Absolutely. Like 100%. Fuck John Fetterman. This is what we're gonna do because we've been waiting for an hour now for the appeal from the fucking weirdo that joined the stream earlier, right? And it still has not actually come back yet or whatever. So, you know, we're kind of here and I want to push the debates along and get something happening. 1 second. So this is what we're going to do. I have my backup account pin right there. All you got to do is tap on the profile picture and then hit the word follow. And that'll allow you to follow the backup accounts. We're just going to switch accounts. We're going to go to the backup account because also like the appeal might be held up in the sense that we're still live here. And so they don't want to give any type of ruling until we're off this account. So fuck, let's go to the backup account, see if we can get some debates going. So go ahead and hit that follow. Hit that follow. And if you're over on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Instagram, just hold tight. Over here on TikTok, I'm going to just switch accounts and then we'll be right back. So let's move you. All right. We're going to switch accounts and I'll be right back. Fuck TikTok, truly. That shit's so fucking goofy. Goofy ass shit. Like for them to allow, like take my fucking guest access away for someone else is fucking, it's goofy shit. Whatever. Let's switch accounts. All right. There we go. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right.
Yeah, funny how it changed now. Same people that laughed at clips, studying the clips now. Everybody got opinions till the facts land. Everybody loud till they gotta take a stand. Every stream feel like somebody betting they pride. I seen fake scholars fold in real time. Now they screenshot takes, run around and remix it, and pull up thinking somehow they can fix it. Nah, you stepped in the wrong room, donut. This ain't rage bait, this pressure. Patriarchy, race, class, labor, healthcare. I don't do surface level, I peel layers. And every time they think they got me cornered, numbers go higher. Chat flyer, mods working, crowd waiting. Somebody finna get cooked tonight. Welcome to the ring now. Yeah. You talk big till the facts come out. Slap nuts, sit down. Welcome to the ring now. Yeah. Got the whole chat screaming when the logic break down. Yeah. Welcome to the ring now. You ain't built for this smoke. Y'all slap nuts, ain't got milk for these oats. Donuts, so pipe down. Yeah, you might drown. You don't want war with the king right now. I don't debate for applause, I debate for the record. Every false claim get dissected and severed. You rehearsed outrage, I studied the structure. Difference between noise and somebody with substance. You quote tweets, I quote policy. You want moments, I want honesty. You want ego boost and virality. I want mutual aid and stronger communities. That's the difference between you and me. See the problem? Different type timing. You came for clips, I came for alignment. Capital this, socialism that. Half these dudes can't define what they yelling in caps. Talking about free market while wages collapse. I watch your pivot arrive, I make it visible live. But this ain't never gonna be a place where evidence dies. You came all the way.
Wait, do I not have
for internet rep while the whole chat waiting to see
fucking guest access on this one too? Ain't no fucking way.
Welcome to the ring now. Yeah. Got the whole chat screaming when the logic break down. Yeah. Welcome to the ring now. You ain't built for this smoke. Y'all slap
ain't
nuts,
no fucking way. How? Like, there's no restriction on this one.
You might drown. You don't want war with the king right now. Yeah. Welcome to Sparring with Santana. Bring your sources or bring excuses, whatever. Doesn't really matter either way. You're about to get cooked. You should know who I am by now. What?
Oh, this is fucking cooked. This is fucking cooked. And I just got a restriction. This is fucking cooked. Ain't no fucking way. This has to be a mistake. This has to be a mistake. Why would they not have? And no, it doesn't work that way. Like, I should still have. Wait, I can see people in the request now. Like, I did see people in the request. I don't know. It must just be something going on with this. All right, let me try restarting this one more time. Give me a second, guys. TikTok is so fucking cooked, bro. TikTok is so fucking cooked. It's so fucking goofy. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Okay. I think we're good. TikTok, man. What the fuck, bro? Yeah. Oh well. Fuck it. We ball. All right, guys. We're gonna try to get this thing moving. We're gonna try to get it moving. All right. If you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. We desperately need it because we're on the backup account. We're on the backup account. This shit's goofy as hell. Anyway, tap the screen, share the live. Can we knock out the daily heart me one more time? I'm sorry, knock out the daily gift goal. Also, send your daily heart me because this is, of course, is a different account. Let's see here. Let's go here. Here. All right. All right, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. If you don't mind, share this to your stories in your FYP, especially so people can find us. Especially because, you know, again, this is the backup account, not the main account. And so people may not be following this account. So let's do all the things. There we go. All right. Let's try to hit this intro one more time. Like, I'm dead ass though. Like, TikTok better stop fucking with me, because I'm
yeah. Funny how it changed now. Same people that laughed at clips, studying the clips now. Everybody got opinions till the facts land. Everybody loud till they gotta take a stand. Every stream feel like somebody betting they pride. I seen fake scholars fold in real time. Now they screenshot takes, run around and remix it, and pull up thinking somehow they can fix it. Nah, you stepped in the wrong room, donut. Huh, this ain't rage bait, this pressure. Patriarchy, race, class, labor, healthcare. I don't do surface level, I peel layers. And every time they think they got me cornered, numbers go higher. Chat flyer, mods working, crowd waiting. Somebody finna get cooked tonight. Welcome to the ring now. Yeah. You talk big till the facts come out. Slap nuts, sit down. Oh. Welcome to the ring now. Yeah. Got the whole chat screaming when the logic break down. Yeah.
Welcome to the You ain't built for this. Ain't got donuts.
Yeah, you might drown. You don't want war with the king right now. I don't debate for applause, I debate for the record. Every false claim get dissected and severed. You rehearsed outrage, I studied the structure. Difference between noise and somebody with substance. You quote tweets, I quote policy. You want moments, I want honesty. You want ego boost and virality. I want mutual aid and stronger communities. That's the difference between you and me. See the problem? Different type timing. You came for clips, I came for alignment. Capital this, socialism that. Half these dudes can't define what they yelling in caps. Talking about free market while wages collapse. I watch your pivot arrive, I make it visible live. But this ain't never gonna be a place where evidence dies. You came all the way to be Santana for internet rap, while the whole chat waiting to see who got checked. Next, welcome to the ring now. Talk big till the facts come out. Slap nuts, sit down. Welcome to the ring now. The whole chat screaming when the logic break down. Yeah. Welcome to the ring now. You ain't built for this smoke. Y'all slap nuts ain't got milk for these oats. Donuts. Pipe down. You might drown. You don't want war with the king right now. Yeah. Welcome to Sparring with Santana.
Welcome.
Bring your sources or bring excuses, whatever. Doesn't really matter either way. You're about to get cooked. You should know who I am by now. What?
Hello, beautiful people. Hello, beautiful people. Hello, beautiful people. It's been a hell of a morning, but we're still here. We're still rocking and rolling. So, guys, if you don't mind, do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. We are looking for some debate. So, guys, only request up. If you are a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background, we're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. The United States of America is an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke. We are the laughing stock of the world. And it's because of a couple of different things, right? First and foremost, capitalism. Capitalism does not compare. Capitalism does not compare to socialism. Joey says, song sick, corny, ML. Joey, you're a fucking hater. Hey, Joey, I'm going to mute you. Come up here and tell me, why are you in the comment section crying about my song? You sound like a hater, bub. You sound like an absolute hater. Why are you crying about my song? Yeah. That's what I thought. You said all developed countries have capitalism. That doesn't make it good, you donut. What the fuck are you talking about? That doesn't make sense. Just because we all have it, Fuck out of here. Anyway, only request up if you're a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debate. Socialism is far superior than capitalism. Fight me. Whatever. Democratic socialists are up. Established Democrats and established Republicans, they are terrified of democratic socialists. That's why they're trying to frame democratic socialists as being communists. They're not. They're not. So, you know, it is what it is. White people embrace white supremacy. Facts. No dispute. No dispute. It is what it is. The global power of the United States military needs to be reduced. Without a doubt, we have to cut the global presence in multiple instances. And last but not least, Christians, my brothers and sisters in Christ, you weaponize the Bible. Even so, hey, user, I don't give a fuck about what you're saying in the comments. Either get up here or shut the fuck up. I'm muting you. Get in the request. I don't care what you're saying in the comment section. You think I'm gonna argue with the comment section? Fuck out of here. I don't care about you being a thumb thug, a keyboard warrior. If you got something to say, come up here and say it with your chest, or don't say it at all, bub. All you gotta do is hit that request button. All you gotta do is hit that request button. Until then, you're gonna sit there quietly on mute. You can hate from outside of the club. I don't care. I don't care. I don't. No, you're not gonna request? Huh. Shocking. Shocking. Someone who thinks that they can argue back and forth from the comment section, but is too terrified to request up. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. User, welcome.
Visual 9, love visual 9, love visual 9.
I literally did nothing. Fucking weirdo. They're so fucking weird. They're so fucking weird. You people suck. Like, and I'm just gonna fuck it. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even give a fuck. I'm gonna be honest. You know why you guys suck so much? It's because you're stupid. Right? I haven't met an intelligent Trump supporter, an intelligent person on the right who can substantiate any of their claims where their beliefs and the things that they live by and do, it's not rooted in either hatred, their religion, or their stupidity. Like, factually speaking, there's no one on the right that I've ever talked to or debated who, like, the things that they do and say and they believe in is rooted in any type of progress for the greater amount of people. It's all rooted in stupidity. Oh, the pain. Shut the fuck up. You're here. Like, you follow my lives all the time. Get up here. I don't want to hear you crying in the comment section. Get up here. I sent you a request. I specifically sent you a request. Get up here. Why are you saying caping for someone else? Why not you actually stand up and debate me?
Cape for myself, bro. You're annoying.
You said I'm annoying. Yeah, but you keep watching. You're always here.
Listen, man.
Serious question. If I'm so annoying, why are you always here?
If I like to listen to people, listen to people talk shit, act as if they stand on their moral high ground like you do.
Oh, I'm
You're not better than anyone.
Subjective.
I'll squash you in every aspect of life.
Sure.
From athletics to intelligence to economically.
Prove it.
I am above you in every single aspect. So why do you talk down to people?
Prove it. All you're doing right now is making claims.
You want my W-2? What do you want?
No, I don't give a fuck about how much money you do or don't make. You said intelligence. Prove it.
You run your it's hard to argue intelligence with someone like you because
if it's hard, then prove it.
Where you are on your moral
You're
high ground.
literally
So you'll
making
never-
an excuse.
You'll never concede to anything.
Oh, I'll
You'll
concede
never
if I'm wrong.
concede to
All you got to
anything.
do is prove me
No,
wrong,
you
Bubba.
won't. What's there to prove wrong? You argue your opinion.
Oh, okay. I argue.
How could you argue?
Wait,
with that?
what are opinions
How could
based
you
off
argue
of?
against not fact? I mean, you're
wait,
talking about
wait.
socialism as if
Wait. You don't create your opinion based off of factual information?
No, you create your opinion.
Answer the question.
Fantasy. And a utopian
Answer the
society
question.
that will never exist.
Answer the
That's how
question.
you create your opinion.
Answer the question. Don't run. Do you build your opinions based off of factual information?
I form my opinions based on reality. So I guess if you want to call reality fact,
holy
I guess
smokes, you can't keep up. All right, let's go, Donut. How about this?
Come on, dude.
You can't.
Come on,
You're
dude. You can't
like
keep up with me
you're
in any
ill-equipped for
aspect
this,
of
but
life.
I don't give a fuck. At this point, I'm about to smack you around. What are we debating?
You smack me around, dude.
What are
You're
we debating?
fat and sloppy. You're not smacking anyone around.
What are we debating?
Fucking lives in Washington State.
What are we debating? You fucking coward! Lock in. You get
I'll debate whenever
all
you
you're
wanna
doing.
debate.
Okay, you
What do
know
you wanna
what?
debate?
Shut up, because I'm tired of hearing you cry. You said that you are intellectually superior, and I want you to exhibit that. I want you to put your intellect on display and go band for band with me. Send you a request. What are we debating?
You pick the topic. I don't care.
You're a Trump supporter?
No, I'm not a Trump supporter.
Okay.
He's a clown too. You're all clowns.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Said he's a clown, you're a clown, you're all clowns.
Oh, you're the only clown right now. You're literally
No, I'm
the
not a
clown
clown.
in the middle of the circus. I'm making you dance. Now, let's see. So if you're not a Trump supporter, I mean, it's kind of hard for me to just say, oh, pick a topic, and I don't know what you're about. So obviously you know who I am and what I'm about. What's something that you disagree with?
The irony is that I actually
What's
agree with some
something
of the
that
things
you
that
disagree
talk about.
with that you want to debate?
I don't know. Like I said, pick the topic. I'm not a Trump supporter. So
I don't fucking know what you
wish.
I don't know you, but apparently you know my stance. You even see the background. What's something that you disagree
I hate
with?
your stance. I hate your stance on the fact that you believe that communism and socialism is the way to go.
Okay, perfect.
That
So,
irks me more
do you
than
think that capitalism is?
I think capitalism mixed with social programs, which doesn't make it a socialist country,
Still
is
capitalism.
probably the way to go. Yeah, capitalism with the social safety nets. That's not socialism. That's capitalism with social safety nets.
And that's
So
still
from an
capitalism.
economic standpoint, economic standpoint,
That's still
is the
capitalism.
best. Yeah. So
Okay,
so there you go.
Perfect. So you think capitalism is more superior than socialism?
It's not a question of superiority, like you mentioned before. A true form of socialism really hasn't ever existed, and it will never exist.
It
because
has.
You're living in
It
a
has. It
utopian
absolutely has
fantasy
existed.
society.
No
Okay,
one
so tell me where it's- tell me
No
where
one
it's
ever said that it hasn't existed. No one has ever said that it hasn't existed. But again, the point that I'm trying to get to is if you are saying that capitalism is more superior than socialism or communism, what's your argument?
Well, when I say more superior, I'm using America as an example, correct? I mean, the disdain for the country, which has flaws, doesn't make sense to me, right? You know, I need to understand, like, what country would you use as an example that we should mimic in terms of governance?
You're literally running from the question. What's the argument?
That's the question.
What's the argument for capitalism being superior to socialism or communism?
Okay, I'll give you the answer. In a socialist or a communist government or society, right? What will then provide incentive for private innovation or for someone achieving or working harder than another person?
The necessities of life.
But if in a societalistic country or communist country, that'll be provided by whom? Who will provide the necessities of life to you? You're not going to provide it on your own.
Wait, what do you think I mean when I say the necessities of life?
Food.
No.
Housing.
No.
Well, what necessities?
Your whole point was around innovation, right?
Well, I'm talking. I mean, how do you make money personally, right? Just
no.
Like me, for example.
I need you to lock in. I need you to lock in. Your whole point was around innovation, right? You said in a communist or socialist society, who would actually engage in innovation if everything's is provided? That's what you said, right?
Well, I asked the question: what would incentivize someone?
The necessities
in a society
of life.
like. I said the necessities of life is food, housing.
No, when
What
I
are
say
you
the
defining as
necessities,
necessity
that's
of
why I
life?
said, do you understand what that means? Meaning
So maybe
that
I
if
don't.
there is a need for an invention, if there's a need for something, then the thing will be addressed instead of the thing being
By
created.
whom? By whom?
By the people, you donut, just like it's in, like
But what
it's
would
done today.
incentivize me? What would incentivize me? So like I said, it's a utopian society. So I would
How is it
benefit
a
by helping.
utopian society?
Because what would incentivize me to innovate, to help mankind?
Wait, so
that's a utopian society.
wait, so
We don't live
your
in that
only premise
society.
is that the only reason anyone would do anything to help mankind is so they can make money off of it.
Monetarily, yes.
That's not true.
100%.
That's literally not true.
Okay.
That's literally not
it's the
true.
reality.
You know why
It's
that's not
definitely
true?
part of it.
You know why that's not true? You know why that's not
Okay.
true? Some of the greatest innovations that we have in our current society, the United States of America, has literally been done from the public sector, and it's only picked up by the private sector for capitalization. Whether it's development in medication, technology, all this other stuff, it falls under the guise of like public access and public innovation, and then it's privatized by the people that look to capitalize on it. So your entire premise falls through. It falls short.
Right. Okay. So this is what I want to do. I mean, it's never going to happen. So your idea, like I said, because
Can
it's
you address what I
utopian,
just
it
said?
sounds great. Yeah.
Can you address what I just said? No, you're not.
Have some patience. I'm getting. Yes, I am.
No, address directly what I said. You said that the only way innovation would occur is if
give me an
someone had
example of
selfish.
something. I need an example so I could actually. I don't know which innovations you're talking about.
Medication.
Give me an example of it.
The actual medical innovations that occur within our society all the time start within the public sector, and
let's say
then it's shifted over to the private sector where they start to capitalize off of it.
So pharmaceutical companies that innovate, get FDA approval for certain drugs, they don't monetize any of that. I don't understand. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand what you're talking about.
What I'm saying is research and development starts within the public sector with like college campuses, grants, scholarships, people who are just looking to innovate within their field. And then when they get to a point of being able to innovate certain like medical equipment or pharmaceuticals or whatever, then the government gives grants to private entities to continue development where they can then capitalize on it. That's what I'm saying. So the actual innovation comes from the public sector based off of people who are looking to advance society, but then the actual distribution comes from the private sector who's looking to engage in capitalism.
Okay, so you know for a fact that these people are innovating things strictly because they want to advance society. That's you know that for a fact.
I'm saying that the public incentive is for the betterment of society. I mean,
Listen,
sitting here saying that I know what someone truly believes or whatever, I mean, I think that's a little bit hyperbolic, but the people that do these type of advancements say that they are looking to do it for the betterment of society. I can't say that. I can't say that I know for sure this is what they're about, but this is what they say.
Right. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, maybe I find it hard to believe. And listen, there are good people out there who are innovating for the good of society. I won't disagree with that. But the vast majority of people seek to monetize things. Therefore, in a society, I'm getting tongue-tied, I apologize. In a communist society or a pure socialist society, and there's no monetary incentive for people to do these things, I find it hard to believe that the same innovations people will be incentivized to come up with these innovations. Listen, if you, like I said, you have a different thought about the nature of people, and perhaps that's where we're a little bit different in terms of views, I'm all for it. If you tell me that people will still be incentivized without compensation to be innovative in a society like that, I'm all for it. But I just don't see it.
Yeah. A question for you. Where was the first development of the cell phone?
Where? As in like what country or?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
1957 under the USSR.
Oh, really? Soviet Union.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Hey, Do you know who has a cure for cancer today?
Russia?
Nope.
That's what they say.
Nope.
Who?
Cuba?
China. Really?
Yeah. The premise that like innovation won't occur because like specifically lung cancer. I didn't know it was specifically lung cancer. Holy shit. But the premise that innovation will only occur due to capitalism, like that's a false dichotomy. It's only that because people need the actual workforce to continue to believe in that. So we will continue to enrich millionaires and billionaires. Like think about this, and shout out to Ari, because Ari said this, and this is like stuck with me since she said this. You remember when during COVID, when everybody was like, they couldn't go anywhere and they couldn't do shit?
Yeah.
What happened to people during that time?
What happened to people in terms of what? Like their
skills,
mental health, like and things of that nature? Or
skills,
they
hobbies.
They learned how to work from home, work remotely.
You remember everybody was learning how to make sourdough bread?
No, I don't. I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, that was a whole thing. People learned how to make sourdough bread. During that time, I actually learned how to, and you guys are going to laugh, but fuck it, I don't care. I actually learned how to make a garden. Like I built my own raised garden beds, and I had like multiple gardens that I like, dug up the land and planted and all this other stuff. But like, that's because I couldn't go anywhere. And I wanted to be able to like ensure that I could provide in other ways. And so like I picked up and learned and grew new skills. Like it's literally when you give people, I'll even give it to you to do like this, right? I've never in my life said that I was a creative person. I think I'm like, I have no creativity. I've always been very like, not jealous, but like, held people on a higher regard who have artistic abilities. But then once I was able to like do what I do now, right? Being able to come on live and talk to people and debate and like, everything that I do, this has unlocked my creative ability where I've been able to not only innovate what I do in the sense of like my looks, the lives that I host, but I've been able to develop myself and others in a multitude of ways, right? The actual innovation that's come from just hosting these lives, whether it's like a stronger community where we're able to like unionize in a sense when it comes to like mutual aids at a moment's notice, the fact that we are all learning and growing together, right? I mean, like Ari's book club has exploded and it's been such a great thing. Hell, the fact that now our community is pushing together to help Solid make this movie, this documentary, like all of these things have come from like the people and us engaging in like each other as a community and not out of the necessity of capitalism. The fact that like the people that are here in this live that support me, give me the ability to do this day in and day out. And then through me, we connect and we do so many other things for so many other people. Like that's not about capitalism. That's literally about community. That's literally about communal living.
Right. Yeah, but that exists in a capitalist society. So I'm not understanding what the point of that. I mean, the point is because we went through a global pandemic, we were able to be innovative on our own. I mean, I don't understand the point.
Yeah, the point is
we should be doing that regardless of what form of government we're under. You know what I'm saying?
The point is that we can do that without being within a capitalist society, and even more if you strip away the actual drive of capitalism, then you can actually have more innovation because you have more people getting to things that they would actually prefer to do and things that they enjoy doing and things that they're going to be passionate about versus them pushing a button because they need a paycheck. That's what I'm saying. Like capitalism stifles innovation. It doesn't bolster it.
No, I hear what you're saying. Like, I'm a banker. I work on incentive. I make a shit ton of money. But if I didn't have the incentive to make money, I want to play basketball. Like, I'm not going to make money playing basketball. I'm never going to be in the NBA. So it depends on if the hobby that you have is. I mean, that's why I'm not really understanding. Like, could I make a podcast and monetize off that? I mean, innovation has to have some sort of There has to be some sort of monetary gain. Otherwise,
but I think innovation has to be rooted in reality as well. Like, of course, you're sitting here saying, oh, you love basketball, but you wouldn't be a professional basketball player. Okay. But yeah, I mean, no one's going to say go out and be a professional basketball player. But if you're not shackled by the necessities of capitalism, then you have the ability to figure out not only what is your passion, but what you're good at that you can actually do and what you can contribute to society. So it's not just about saying like, oh, I can just go do this unrealistic thing. You can do more and then push yourself further.
But just as just a question, like, if I'm not working right in my field, how am I paying my? I'm just understanding like how it would work. Like, I have a mortgage that I have to pay every month. Like, how is that getting paid if I'm not? So under your ideal society, right? Do people own their homes? I mean, this is where does it begin? Where does it end? Like, I'm trying to understand, like.
Yeah. I mean, like when you talk about the actual premise behind socialism, whether it's like government, socialist ideals, right? When you're talking about like social safety nets, or then you talk about like a premise of socialism that people know, which is like the workers own the means of production. Or if you talk about like true socialism that runs in parallel with communism, which I think communism is like the optimal way of living for everyone. In like a socialist society or a communist society, like you still have access to things that's like yours, but there's certain barriers in place that stop people from being able to hoard resources. And there's also certain, like floors put in place. So everyone has the right to life. Everyone has the ability to live. There's a huge difference, like shout out to Ari, personal property versus personal property versus private property. Right. And so you can still have personal property, but private property where you can use that for hoarding of resources, that's not something that exists. So you can still have nice things. You can still like enjoy your life. What is this? Oh, what was that? A fucking violation. What the fuck was the violation for? This account like gets violations all the fucking time. Reproduce content. They keep hitting this. I don't understand why this account keeps getting hit with that shit, but not the other account. 1 second, sorry.
It's not me, right? I mean,
No. It's this account specifically. They keep hitting this account with that flag. Every time I'm on this account, it like hits this account with that flag. But yeah, like the biggest thing that I'm trying to get across is people within a capitalistic society are not only suffering, but the capitalistic society doesn't work for the majority of people. Right? And think about it. The United States of America is the richest country on earth, yet we have the largest wealth gap on earth, right? Our poverty level continues to increase, and people like CPI is continuing to increase, and like people can't even live, but yet our GDP continues to grow. Like we're in a place where the cost of living is outpacing wages earned. Like that's what's the point of being in the richest country on earth if people can't even afford to live?
I agree. I mean, but by that same token, we cannot behave as if that's not happening globally in other forms. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Like, for all its flaws, and maybe this sounds. I mean, I don't want to be. I don't even know if you could take this at face value, but I'd rather be poor in America than poor in a lot of other countries. I mean, I know that sounds ridiculous, but
or how about we just don't be poor? Like think about
listen.
think
it's
about
a great,
that.
It's a great thought.
But that's the thing that I'm trying to get to, though.
What country
is like,
is everyone? Do you have that? Is what I'm asking you. Where else do you have that? If you could point me to a country where there is no poor people, right, and everyone's living in harmony, then I can get on board. I just don't think it's realistic. That's all I'm arguing.
Yeah, some of my communist friends.
I want it to be
China. I've seen some stuff about China, but I don't have the breadth and depth of knowledge of China. But we're gonna let Ari speak to you. Hey, Ari.
No problem.
Yeah, all I keep hearing is that you like imperialism and that you like rape. Can I say it on this account? Because you keep catching flags.
Yeah, I'm gonna restart anyway and hop on the other one because it's always like reproduction here. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, all I keep hearing from you is that you like imperialism and you like rape.
You're talking to me?
Yeah, you.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if that's what you want to hear, I mean, if you want to be a child, okay, that's fine.
I mean, I'm not being a child. I'm being serious.
Yeah. Listen, you could play that game with other people. You can't play it with me. So you can hurl whatever insults you want to hurl. It's not going to get to
That's
me.
not an insult.
It's a nonsensical statement.
Hi.
It's just nonsensical. Yeah.
Right. I think the issue is just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's nonsensical. I promise you, it's rooted in reality. Like you just have to understand.
I know what point she's driving at, Santana.
What point is she driving at, then?
The white supremacy, the white man, the patriarchy. I know where she's driving at.
Well, capitalism is one of the tools.
Yeah.
Capitalism is. Listen, I don't care for the fragility. I'm different from Hi, you
I'm from Brooklyn. I'm not fragile at all.
Can you please
I'm from
stop
Jersey.
talking?
You're
Stop
crashing out.
Stop it. Please stop.
Jersey will never
like
be Brooklyn.
the Brooklyn thing don't mean
calm
shit.
down. Stop speaking over her. Sorry, Ari. Go ahead.
No, you're good. To act like you from Brooklyn and Brooklyn men ain't fragile and they don't crash all the fucking time. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Hello, I'm from Jersey. I speak Northeast, right? I've experienced the shit. Y'all are fragile as fuck. Anyway, yeah. Listen, and so you should know, being from the Northeast, I keep it a buck. I keep it real. I'm going to just keep it straightforward with you. I don't sugarcoat it. Santana's walking you nicely down the pathway. Now I'm going to just shove it in your fucking face, right? Everything you said is pro-imperialism and pro-rape culture. That's all it is. And so for me, being from the Northeast, since you're from Brooklyn, we don't like people to sugarcoat it. Right? So if you just like imperialism, then just say that. If you like rape culture, then just say that. That's it. And that's all I came up here to tell you. But you crashed out because you're fragile.
Yeah, I didn't crash out. You're crashing out, actually.
No, you're. I'm still not muted. Right? Mute up, buddy, because I'm not done. If you weren't crashing out, you would stay quiet and wait for me to finish speaking. Have some decorum. Act like your mother raised you right. All right? Calm the fuck down. Anyway, because you cannot legislate or regulate rape out of capitalism. Capitalism is fundamentally built on racism. Literally. And so you cannot separate white supremacy from capitalism. And if you know that, then you're cool with it. Then just fucking say that and you have no desire to actually fucking address it. I don't care. This is not personal. I don't fucking know you. Okay? I'm just going off of what I'm fucking hearing.
Yeah, and this is partly why I guess I'm fragile, Santana, and I have the attitude in which I have because she doesn't, like she said, she doesn't know me from a hole in the wall. She stands on her moral high ground, essentially, and anyone who disagrees with her or dissents or believes that capitalism is the way to go is, in her words, a rapist. I mean, it's impossible to have constructive conversations. I came up here hostile. You called me out on it, and now I'm listening to you. We're having a dialogue.
I think
change my mind.
Well, I think the thing that a lot of people don't understand though is like the urgency. Like Ari speaks with urgency. Noah and Sean and like Solid, they speak with urgency. I try to, yeah. And maybe I got to stop doing the shit the way that I do because like everyone else, it honestly what it is, like there's nothing that Ari said that was wrong. And there's nothing that Ari is saying that I'm not saying. It's just I'm saying it differently because kid gloves, I guess. But like the fact of the matter is if you like the fuck part is if you know these things, then you know what she's saying is right. So like her calling you out on it shouldn't be personal. It shouldn't make you like upset or whatever. Like you should understand this because what she said is absolutely 100% correct.
Also, I'm not here to change your fucking mind. You're a grown-ass fucking adult with as much access to the fucking internet as I do, right? Go read a fucking book. You can literally Google search this. And it looks like you already know, right? Because you brought up white supremacy, not me, right? You brought that up. You literally brought up the language of white supremacy, which means you already fucking know, right? You just don't fucking care. That's it. Right? So save all the time, save all the boo-hoo, right? I'm not here to educate you. I'm not, because what you're doing is you're crying and you're not debunking it, right? Debunk it. Why wouldn't you be pro-rape if you're pro-capitalist? That's up to you to make that argument. Because like I said, you cannot legislate rape culture out of capitalism. But instead of actually addressing that and how you can, you've been crying. Stop with the whining, do the fucking pull-up.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not going to argue or try to debunk something which I think is a joke to begin with. I think you have no idea what you're talking about, truthfully. And honestly, and you want to talk about being better than someone?
I'm good.
I was gonna say to address the gender wage gap.
No, I'm good. I don't want to do that.
All right.
Plus, I'm gonna do a reset because the appeal just came back for this account and it said nope. So, but we got the main account and guest access back on the main account. That's why it's down here. So, let me shout out these people. Ari, you got anything for the people real quick?
Book club, War Against All Puerto Ricans, Why U.S. Imperialism Fucking Sucks. And we're going to read other books too about U.S. imperialism. We already read on the capitalism and rape culture with Why Women Have Better Sex Under Socialism, but we will be reading more on U.S. imperialism, especially in Africa, and European imperialism. So, stay tuned for book club. 21 plus. No Nazis.
Wait. Are you referring to? Hold on. Let me get here. How Europe undeveloped Africa?
Yep, we're gonna read on that.
I was thinking this is gonna be my next book. I'm like trying to pick out because I finished regime change. And so now I got to pick my next book, and I was going to let the chat pick the book. But then also I was going to see, wait for whatever you said as well, and then throw that in. But I think like that may be it. But I was also thinking like I may kill a little bit of time. And since there's two shorter ones, what is it? Imperialism, Final Stage of Capitalism. And then there was another one that was like shorter that I was like, I can get through this in like a day. Anywho.
Why are you thumbs downing, Noah? That's your book.
It literally is Noah's book.
How like I told Santana in my book was
literally fucking Noah's book.
There's a note suggestion that said this is Noah's book. Literally, I put it in the thing so he knew it was coming from you as your recommendation. Why are you thumbs downing it?
It's either going to be this one or Feminism is for Everybody, Passionate Politics. So one of those two to get as a stopgap. Thumbs down because he needs to read Marx.
I think overall we need to read on all areas, and I think it's important to read on imperialism. So whatever, there is no time frame when you read what book when. Just read. I don't really fucking care. So that's where me and Noah differentiate. He's gonna rush you to read this book. I'm gonna tell you read what you can when you can on the topics we need to unpack, and all of it needs to be unpacked. So if you want to read under that, then read that because we need to read on white supremacy in the global south. Period.
And I got a rhyme and rhythm to what I read and how I read it as well. So, what up, Petty?
Hello. I wanted to come up. I'm not allowed to say thank you because Kay said she would block me. I just wanted to extend my gratitude for helping my sister. I'm not going to get emotional. I already did that today.
For
But I want, do what?
I said for shiggity.
Oh, I wanted to like, because I fell asleep last night before y'all did what you did. And I woke up and I had no words. Y'all are incredible. Absolutely incredible. This community is amazing. So I won't say thank you, but I am grateful.
Yeah. Well, like I said in the Discord this morning, I mean, like you don't have to thank community for being community. Like that's what we're supposed to do for each other. And like you didn't get to hear this last night, but like everyone was, because I tried to invite you up, and then we figured out that you must have been asleep, and then everybody got like really excited thinking about like you're gonna wake up to this, and even more so, I was saying thank you for trusting us to be there in the time of need for you and your family. And I'm just really happy that we can help in any way that we could. So like that means a lot.
No, it means so much to me. I told Kay yesterday when I messaged her, I was embarrassed because I'm always the person to help to facilitate the the helping, and I, for the first time ever, needed the community, and y'all really came through. But for those asking, my niece is doing as well as she can be. After the anesthesia wore off, she didn't really know what happened. Just knew that she was hurting, and it's going to be a long road to recovery, but she's got a pretty good support system. So
yeah,
thank you all.
It's awesome. Yeah.
W community.
W community. Y'all really you reinvigorated my faith in the community for sure. So
that makes me happy.
Yeah, but all right. Restart. Bye.
Wait, before you go, because I got some thank yous, but this just came in. Debbie's in the chat for Chelsea. Chelsea sent a $50 donation. And Chelsea said, please give half to Ari. Chelsea, I got you. Debbie's in the chat for Chelsea. Thank you so much for the 50. And I will be sending half over to Ari. All right, Ari, you were saying book club.
Book club, yes. So yes, we read on all the isms and phobias, white supremacy, capitalism, imperialism, fat phobia, like all those book suggestions are in the book club. On top of all of Santana's books lists are in the book club or in the Discord too. So if you're wondering all the books and who suggested them, because I'll tell you who suggested them. Like there are Sean's suggestions in there. There are Noah's suggestions in there. If you're looking for a consolidation of all the suggestions from your favorite different creators, even or your favorite ops, Noah. Those suggestions are in there, and we're gonna read them piece by piece. Because unpacking takes time.
I kind of feel like I want to read When God Was a Woman. How is that?
Oh, you wanna? Okay. You wanna talk about dry?
Okay.
It's good. It's good. It's good info. It's dry as fuck.
Okay.
Because it's just information, and which is good. Not all books need to be entertaining to keep your attention. It just has like, I'm a person that hates dates. It's just very date heavy. This is where we found this anthropological.
Oh, I love that. Like historical, like looking and this happened then and this happened then. Oh, I love that.
So it gives it gives arguments for the rise and spread of patriarchy, that the rise, we a lot of times account patriarchy as the rise and spread in the agricultural boom 15,000 years ago. But what this book argues is that there were still overwhelmingly a lot of matriarchal societies even after that. It was when the rise and spread of the Abrahamic religions and the evidence of that in all the Abrahamic religions that showed that it makes an argument that Abrahamic religions were intentionally to set up to be patriarchal and subjugate women, and not just that, but to erase the goddess religions that were existing before.
Okay.
Yeah, like the Palestinians had a goddess religion, actually. That's what this book argues, prior to being Arabized.
Okay.
All
right.
But that book's in book club, and we've read that. So if you guys want to read that with Santana and you want to add notes to the Discord, then that section's there. But you guys have fun with the restart.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Dubs in the chat for Ari, guys. Deb's in chat for Catherine for the 2. Yeah, exactly. Like Catherine, that whole premise, it was just bullshit. It was just bullshit. But like, I appreciate it, and we understand how that works. W's in chat for Sonya for the 5. Sonya, I don't think, I know you're not, and also I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I'll check on that. But Sonya, thank you so much for the 5. W's in chat for J Hops for the 5. The quote that a necessity is the mother of innovation. I didn't read. Wait, the quote is necessity is the mother of innovation. I didn't read the whole word capitalism, or I didn't read the word capitalism anywhere because it's not. It's not. Debbie's in chat for Zach for the $5 donation. Had a great chat with you. And did you play your song from Immortal Technique? I don't know. Play a song from Immortal Technique. I don't know what that is. Music is power. Can I beg you to listen to Revolution song called Lies from Small Group? Try Border. Yeah, I'll look that up. Yeah, Debbie's in the chat for Zach. Thank you for the 5. I'll look that up for sure. Debbie's in the chat for Andrew for the $5 donation. Been looking for work shirts and came across some polos with a hanging K member. Holy shit. With a rope on it. It would be, holy fuck. Yeah, I wouldn't wear that. Fuck no. 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 Don't put that on. Holy fuck. Absolutely not. Oh, wait, hold on. I read that wrong. Hold on. Polos with a hanging, KKK member from a rope. I mean, you know, it's your call. I see what you're saying now. It's your call. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't. Yeah, sure call. Everybody point and laugh at Solid for being an old man and being asleep last night. Everybody point and laugh at Solid because he is an old man that was asleep. Deb's in the chat for Dalton for the $4.99 super chat to say, hey, Santana, I appreciate you, and we'll be adding your videos to my work queue. Also, that Southern pastor at the end of Dean's last stream was wild. Yeah, but, you know, didn't surprise me. Deb's in the chat for Eugene for the $4.99 super chat to say, Santana, I'm moving in with my girlfriend in 2 weeks. It's our first apartment together. And I've got a new job for an interview. So hey, good luck. Holy shit. And you making big moves. Congratulations and good luck. That's awesome. That's awesome. Deb's in the chat for Sid for the $2 super chat to say, so using socialist ideas to combat capitalism. Right. Deb's in the chat for JP for the $2 super chat to say, Jonas Sykes says hi. Exactly. Salks says hi. Exactly. And Debbie's in the chat for Jay for the $2. Damn, did I miss Ari breaking the toy? No, I just kicked him. Bro. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I didn't feel like doing that. Over on Twitch, Debbie's in the chat for Atlanta. Lana sent 1,000 cheers. Said, I have to say, I'm not displeased about how much of the song I'm getting. Yeah, we replayed it a couple of times. Dubs in the chat for One Mighty Pen for the one cheered bit. Just said, tell Ari Twitch loves her. Absolutely. Okay, guys. So this is what we're gonna do, right? Because like it's been a whole thing this morning. It's been wonky. It's been goofy. What I'm gonna do is I'm just going to end the entire stream. And we're going to be back in 10 minutes. All right. We're just going to end the entire stream across all platforms. And then we're going to be back in 10 minutes, but we're going to be back on the main page. Okay. We are going to end the entire stream, but we're going to be back on the main page in 10 minutes. So as a matter of fact, go ahead and get this set here. So you guys come back in 10 minutes on the main. Okay. 10 minutes on the main. 10 minutes on the main. Okay? Okay? Okay. All right. We'll be back. I love you. Bye.